Hello once again, my name is Mary and welcome back to my channel. If today is your first time of stopping by here, do not forget to subscribe, like the video and share it to your friends and loved ones. Today I'm going to talk about studying together with your family in the UK. If you've watched my previous video, I introduced studying abroad with your family in US, UK and Canada. Today this video will focus specifically on studying abroad in UK, what to expect and the nitty-gritty. So sit back and enjoy the video. If you stay to the end, I will break down some of the things you need to know, you need to take into consideration before you move to the UK together with your family. So many people study abroad just because they want to have the foreign experience. Others study abroad as a means to migrate together with their family. Others study abroad because they've gotten scholarship and they want to take opportunity of that. Irrespective of which of these three your studying abroad experience lies, if you are a married person or if you have a spouse, there is the likelihood that you might want to travel together with this person. Of course, if it is possible for you to study abroad with your partner, your wife, your husband, your children, that would be great. But usually people see it as a very far-fetched thing. They think it's over the moon. How can I travel together to the UK with my whole family? How is that possible? What is expected of me? Would they even grant me visa if I want to travel together with my family? So in this video, I'm going to share with you what is expected of you if you want to study abroad together with your partner or together with both your partner and your children. Sit back and enjoy. So your dependents, here dependent refers to your partner or your children or both of them, may be able to apply with you to study in UK depending on the study you are going to have there. So if your study is longer than 6 months, so if you just have a 6-month course program, you are unable to go together with your dependent. But if your program is longer than 6 months, you are able to apply together with your partner and your children. Also, if you are taking your master's, taking bachelor education, if you are taking your PhD, it's important if you want your family to come together to know that it's possible, but you need to be aware of what you need to have before you apply for the studies. So there are different ways people travel to study abroad. Others study abroad on funded education, so their whole studies is funded. If you have a full scholarship, you don't need a bank statement when you are going for your UK visa because your study and your living expenses and accommodation are covered. If you have a full scholarship but you still want to move together with your family, your dependents, your spouse and your children, you will need bank statements proving an amount of money before these dependents will be granted visas. So who are dependents? So in UK visa, the dependents are usually your partner, your married partner, and sometimes even the unmarried partners are allowed or accepted as dependents, and your children, your cousins, your nephews, your best friends, they are not referred to as dependents. If you want to study in UK, you just have to know it's just your partner, either your married partner or civil law or common law partner, depending on where you are coming from, and your children. These are your dependents. In order to prove that these people are your dependents, you need a marriage certificate if you have a matrimonial marriage, court wedding, or civil partner certificate if your wedding wasn't done in court but it was a traditional marriage or something like that. You need a civil partner certificate. And to prove that the child you want to travel with is your child, you need a birth certificate with your name on, documenting that you're either the mother or the father of that child. Those things are very, very important. If your child is less than 16 years, that is okay. You do not have to really have a lot to prove. But if your child is 16 or 17 or above, you will have to prove that the child is not living an independent life. You have to prove maybe that, oh, I'm taking care of this child full time before you're able to apply for the visa. If not, you might be granted the visa but the child will be denied if the child is found out to be living an independent life. So you need to prove that this child is living with me, is under my care. So some of the documents you can use to show that the child is living under your care could be bank statements. If the child is in secondary school and taking care of the child, bank statements showing that you pay the child's school fees and all that. Maybe a letter from the child's school, it could be secondary school, showing that yes, this is the parents taking care of this child. It sounds quite complicated, but these are the documents you will need. If not, the child will be denied visa, and many children have been denied visas because the UK government's immigration laws did not see those child as independent, as dependent on their parents. They saw such children as independent children who are able to make decisions on their own, so they were denied. So if you are moving to study in UK, you have also to know that there is financial aspect of it. So if you have a full scholarship, for example, when I was going for my UK visa, because my course was fully funded, I just took my documents, including my certificate, admission letter proving that I have a hostel and all that. I didn't indicate any bank statement because I didn't have to prove the university was going to take full care of my study, pay my tuition, and give money for my living expenses, which was covering my accommodation and my food. So I didn't need to show any bank statement. On the other hand, when Michael was moving in, because he was my dependent and his budget was not accounted for in my funding, we had to show that we have enough money for him to take care of himself. And this is what I just want to explain. So if your course is within London, you require much money in your bank statement as compared to outside London. Outside London is around £680 for up to 9 months for each person you are bringing along with you. Within London, I think it's £845 up to 9 months, because it's expected that it's quite expensive to live within London than to live outside London. So this money should be, so let's imagine Michael coming in. We needed to raise £680 times 9 to be in the bank statement, and this money should have remained in the bank account untouched for a minimum of 28 days. So if you are going together with your family, maybe you have a wife and 2 children, and you are going to live outside London, you do the same calculation for each person. So 680 for your wife, for your 2 children, so 680 times 9, 680 times 9, and another 680 times 9 for each person. If you are also not funded, then you also have to demonstrate that you have enough, and yours actually is more than the 680 if you're outside London, because it's expected that you would have to pay rent, you would have to pay for tuition if you are not sponsored. So yours, you have to demonstrate the amount for the tuition, the amount for your living expenses, which is more than the 680, usually around 1,000, 1,002 per month for you, before you can add the partner dependent. So you have to also be aware of that. For most people, it is easier for them, for one person, that is the student, to go, and then they save later to bring the dependent. I find it to be easier for most people, because raising that amount of money, if you are coming from sub-Saharan Africa, money doesn't come easily. Of course, you want your children, your partner to be with you, but to raise that amount of money doesn't come on a silver platter. You will need to save. Some people have family and friends who help them raise that money, but it doesn't come in a day. So if you are unable to travel together with your family at the first instance, you still have the opportunity to work and save for that. Okay, so I've told you a lot about bringing your dependent, your partner in the UK. So these monies I've quoted does not include health insurance. So health insurance is mandatory before you are even allowed to book for your UK visa interview. It is a mandatory part of your application. For other countries, you pay the health insurance when you move in, especially for Canada, we paid our health insurance when we moved in. But in UK, the health insurance has to be paid when you are outside UK. And this health insurance, if you're a student, is quite a lot per person. For a student, it's always Used to be around £300. That was the amount I paid, but now it's around over £400 per person. So if you are on a student visa, like let's say it's £400, so for you, £400 for your partner, and £400 for a child who is going with you. If you have 2 children, that is, and this money is not refundable, just to let you know. So this £400 is per year. So if your course is a 4-year program, each year is £400 times 4. So you will pay that amount before you are allowed to book for your visa. So if you are going with 3 family members, you multiply by that. Of course, I lived in UK for 4 years and I really benefited from their health insurance. The money I paid wasn't in vain. I had 2 children, all born with specific peculiar situations. I had to be that if I had given birth in Ghana, I would have spent a lot of money, but of course we had paid our health insurance, so I didn't have to pay anything, no maternity bill, nothing. Just went to the hospital, gave birth, stayed at the hospital, was fed, picked my bag and came back home. My child received health insurance. So your child is, if you give birth in UK, your child is covered by the health insurance up to 3 months, and usually it's longer because if you are not living in the UK, you are not technically legally mandated to have a visa. But as soon as you take that child out of the UK without a visa, the child is unable to come back. So for example, my first daughter, I had to go back to Ghana for data collection when she was 3 months. So we applied for a UK visa when she was 3 months, and we paid for her health insurance before I was able to leave the UK with her and re-enter the UK back with her. My second daughter, we left the UK when she was 2 months, so there was no need for us to apply for UK visa or to pay for a health insurance. So these are things you might want to know. So if you are bringing in partner, or if you have a child in UK, just to let you know that you are expected to pay health insurance. For some people, if they give birth there and they are not going anywhere, they don't see the need to make a visa for the child. As long as you are within UK, you are within England, you are okay. But if you move to Scotland or other places within the United Kingdom, you will have to pay for health insurance for that child who is without a visa. So these are things you need to take into consideration. But I really loved my stay in UK. I really enjoyed it. It was great. It was amazing. The winter was very friendly. I loved every bit of it. If you want to study in UK with your family and you have the resources to bring your family with you, why not? Remember, this is for student visa. There are different levels of visas you might need. I'm talking about student visa. I'm not talking about work visa. I'm not talking about specific visas for people. I'm just talking about student visa. All this information I've shared with you today pertains to student visa for dependents in the UK. Thank you for hanging around with me. My name again is Mary. If you want to study in UK with your family and you're still unsure, you have questions, put it in the comment section and I will reply as soon as possible. As I said, I lived in UK for 4 years and few months, so I have good experience to share with you. Let me know how best I can assist with you and your family. Of course, giving you the information you need to be able to move together with your family. And if you are successful at that, let me know. I would love to hear much from you. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Mary. Enjoy the rest of the week. And if you have not subscribed, do remember to subscribe, like the video and share to your friends and family. Once again, enjoy your week. And my name is Mary. Stay blessed, be kind and be good. Bye.